um, multi-user applications, we will go for what you know. So let us see how we will take ASP. So let me show first what is ASP. Before getting into ASP also, I want to give. So if I want to develop an application, how many types of ASP? So when we select web, so select web. So default what you are going to get also I'll show. So search for what web form, ASP.NET web form. So you can see here the project template for creating what ASP.NET application. You can create ASP.NET web forms, MVC, API applications, and add more. So everything you can create under this one web.NET framework. Select this one. So name it as first web app. So frame 4.8.1. So you can see here there is an empty website for creating project ASP.NET application. This does not have any content. Otherwise, second one, if you take, there are some ready-made content like dynamic website, you are going to have it. MVC also, model view controller. API, when you are going for application program interface, single page applications. But what we need? Empty. So I want to select empty. So you can see here. So HTTPS stands for secure. So our application is not secure. So we are going to select uncheck. So you can see we are working with web forms, MVC or web API. So we will take empty. So it is, if you take web forms will be selected. If you take MVC, MVC will be selected. API, API will be selected. That's the reason I'm selecting empty. So I can add my own things. Say create. So what you are going to get is one HTML architecture because web application blindly runs on what? HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So before getting into web, what we need to know here is what is that? Add form, new item, the web form we will be adding. So why web form? Because ASPX pages are nothing but web forms only. Collection of web forms is called one web application. So web application is nothing but web form is nothing but web page. So tell me, okay, so here you see view code partial. So I told you to run the form, so it is running. So nothing is there because we did not place anything on it. So let us go to view code. Firstly, I want to say some points. What are those? What type of class it is? Partial class already we discussed. So web form, which is inheriting from which web UI, which is inheriting from web UI dot page. Okay. So under this, what are the things I want to let you know here is so web application basically have how many types you know? Web applications are of two types. First one is so web applications are of static website deals with what? No need of what? No need of database connectivity. Data will be static and stored in HTML format. by using static websites. Interface will not be there. Dynamic means what? Where you will insert the data into the database. So, in static website, we will only display by using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So, in order to overcome this static website, if you want to communicate with the dynamic website, we will go with what? In order to communicate with the database, we will go with the dynamic database. So, in order to communicate, lots of controls. So, we have some also control from the pages. So, ASP is nothing but what? ASP stands for active server pages. So, what is the main purpose of bioinformatics is to develop dynamic websites by using ADO.NET. Yes, run the code. So, as of now, we do not face anything. So, you did not get anything. So, it is running where? It runs in browser, multi-user. Okay. So let us take one web form. Let us take some controls. So there are ASP.NET, we need what? All controls only. Controls are there, validation controls are there, data controls are there, and other controls are there. And HTML controls are there, and other so many controls. Let us discuss about standard controls. So let us take one HTML. See, let us take one label ASP colon label. ID is equal to L1 username. Run it is equal to server. So text is equal to username. So for each control, there are some properties which we need to remember. For every control, there are some properties or of it. Common properties are ID, the net server, which should be given to each and every control on it. So multi-page, single page enter, ఒకటే page లో వర్క్ చేస్తే సింగిల్ పేజ్ Angular React అయితే సింగిల్ పేజ్ అప్లికేషన్స్ అంటాం. It's not a single page application. We can make it single page also, but it is not a single page. Multiple pages తీసుకొని multiple redirections ఇచ్చుకోవచ్చు. So it's answer a different ways by using different controls. So let us place one control. Label we place now. Let us go run and see. So you'll get username. Okay. So no username is able to display because we have some properties. So properties can be written in two ways. We wrote the other way is by just go to the design view. So we have three things. One is design view. The other one is whatever we write, we can go for source view where code can be seen, split view. So first and foremost thing we need to observe about design view, whatever we write, you will get here. Source view is very important. So under source view, what is this called means page directive. What is this page directive means? It says what is the page name. So what is our page? It is a page. What language we are using is C sharp. So code behind is webform1 dot ASP dot CS. So code behind we have. So one thing we need to understand here is it is code behind. Why code behind? Because normal normal normally what we will do is normally we write the code at a place, but here in ASPX, but here in ASPX we have ASPX code means design view separate, whereas what is the other one? Code behind is separated. Means what? Both are separated. Why? Because if I write something, this is a design view. I can only design. In ASPX page, we can only design the page. Whereas in code behind, we will write the logic. When we write an event. Okay, shall we see? So if I want to say there is one more, so there is a label, and I want to take one text box. ASP colon text box. ID is equal to txt username. Net server. So if you see here, what I want to do here is now if I run this page, I'll get there is an option. I want to display. How can I display in a text box if I want to display? Now I want to display name. Example ABC I want to display. So I cannot write any directly, but I can use what code behind. So right click on this view code. So where we can see shift F7 is also one thing. So view code means what? It went to the page. So what I want to say txt username dot text is equal to what you want to say welcome to ASP. So in the text box it will display. So let us run the code and see. Now I'll get it. Welcome to ASP text. See, you got welcome to ASP. So what page load means? Page load event. So event, under event, when page is loading, I said to come with welcome to ASP. No, same thing. There are so many events. Same thing. You want to display under button click event. Now you want ASP colon button ID is equal to btn submit. Run it what server? Text is what submit only. Save it. Go to webform1.cs. Go to design. Submit. Now you see, I want to say txt username dot text. I want to change the text of it. What I want to say, is the is multi-user. Now, if you observe, the text will be changed immediately from where, and that page load it comes with welcome to ASP. But when I click on the button text will make sure that it will change from welcome to ASP is a multi-user. See, click it. Now each event is firing. So control consists of what properties and events. So each control has got some properties. Where go to username, see the properties. Right click on it, go to properties. So property window will be opened. So this is ID. What is the ID of it? Text is username. What is the font color? You want to change, you can change. You want to change four color, you can change. Still no, we did not apply. You want to apply, you can apply. Four color. So this is properties. What are the events? These are the events. Load event, render event, anywhere will do. Same way. Text box also got text change event default. See, properties are this one. Text box has got some properties. What is that? Text, tab index. So length, how many characters, font. So what are the things we want, we will be giving. Whereas here, if you see text change event is a default event. Button also. Button properties, so many properties. ID is must and should. Whatever the ID, you put BTN submit and IDEs change it to BTN submit. TXT username, property. LBL username. Sorry. అదే ఇక్కడ యూజర్ నేమ్ టెక్స్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఇక్కడ టెక్స్ట్ ఏమి ఇవ్వలేదు కాబట్టి దెర్ ఇస్ నో టెక్స్ట్. బటన్ టెక్స్ట్ ఇచ్చాను సబ్మిట్ ఇస్ టెక్స్ట్. ఐడి is BTN sub. So we need to remember this properties. Okay. Once when you see the event, now button click event, double click on it, it will redirect to the same page. So events are very important. So each event, oh, so there is each event plays an important role. So for every event, there is a logic where we need to write, when we need to write. So at each event, it has to fire. So based on that, it is going to fire the particular page. Okay. So once make sure understand this concept because it is very important. So from here, daily we'll be using the same things. Same way, try to take first web form. Create one web form. First, try to take web form. On top of that, create these controls, three controls. Label, text box, and a button. So try to work how to create a form. First, try to take web form we need to take. Under that, you need to take these controls. ASP.NET కావాలి. ఏపీఐ అనేది కంట్రోల్ ఏఎస్పి అందుకే వచ్చాము చూసుకోండి ఒకసారి.